blankets on the grass, come find a seat, say hi to a friend. Find a seat. Our program will be beginning shortly, and we're so happy. Special guests in the house. I know I got LAUSD.
Every time I turn around, there's something people tell. I'm so intrigued. Smoke, drink, party all night. Come back, what's up?
Our schools are our wellness hubs for the youth, providing safety and care. We keep it up there. 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 Last and certainly not least, our community members, organizations who support us every step of the way. We thank you. You are the backbone of belonging.
California love. Diversity is our superpower, and together we are California strong. I'd like to welcome to the stage Oso Tayari Cassell, a martial arts legend and a cultural ambassador for Connection, to start us off with movement, leading us in a grounding meditation, because movement and mindfulness always come together.
Peace and blessings. Good afternoon. Welcome. Let's take a moment now to settle and relax, to breathe deep. Meditation calms the spirit, mind, and allows you to help to control emotions. And we are wonderful beings that have the power to influence so many. But we start with ourselves. So for a moment, sit comfortably, feet flat on the floor, flat on the ground. Place the hands on the small part, lower part of the abdomen. And do your best to hear me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And slow. Sink. Let the arms relax. Sink into the seat. Place your tongue at the roof of your mouth. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Inhale, slowly. Lift the arms. Crossing them right in front of you. Inhale. Exhale. As you exhale, expand. Open your arms. Inhale. Return slowly. Exhale. Spread your arms. Inhale. Exhale. Lift again. Inhale. Return. Exhale. Release. Inhale. Exhale. Expand. Empty yourself. Inhale. Bring all of that positive energy in to you. Exhale. Spread that positive energy and wellness everywhere you go. Inhale. If you can, from here, rise, standing as you exhale. Inhale, pull it back in and slowly sink, bend your nose. Exhale, stand again. Inhale. This time, rotate the arms slowly. Hold. Form a pyramid with the hands. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, expand. Inhale, bring that positive force in. Exhale, share it. Inhale, the goodness. Exhale, and see it everywhere you go. Inhale. Inhale. Step forward with your left foot. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale that positive force and energy within. Hold it in your heart and expand. And bring it in. And pull back with that left foot. And remember, when you step with the left, that's your heart energy. That's that goodness, that spirit. So you're stepping forward in life with goodness and wholesomeness. I say thank you for your time. And thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Oso. It is true that our experience and stories connect us. Through the power of voice, we feel the impact of meaningful work. Here to share their story is Koa Nathan Ngo, a fourth-year UCLA psychology student and a nationally recognized NIH undergraduate scholar.
Thank you, thank you. When we say we fight for community, what do we mean? As an advocate, fellow, and young person, I'm used to hearing these words. I'm used to hearing the word community in so many contexts. A people to fight for, a value to cultivate, a reason for reaching their dreams. In every one of its forms, community has been a source of strength for me. As a Vietnamese American, my fellow Asian Americans helped me find purpose during the COVID-19 pandemic. As a queer person, it was the work of the LGBTQ activists who came before me that created a shelter I could turn to when I was homeless. And as a young person, California gave me a space to turn lived experience into action. At its core, communities is ties we create with one another as humans. I don't think we give ourselves permission to admit that we are lonely. I know I have and still do struggle with this. When I think back on being homeless, when I think back on what hurt the most, it wasn't the hunger or the anxiety or even fear. It was the dread of being alone and forgotten. To those who took my hand when I reached out, friends, teachers, mentors, librarians, thank you for reminding me that I mattered. It is only in hindsight that I realized how these experiences informed the decision that I made about my future to become a physician scientist, exploring the relationship between health, emotions, experiences, and relationships. It was an uphill battle, but I'm proud to say that this formerly homeless community college student is set to graduate from UCLA this year. In many ways, the Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative was there at the beginning of my journey. Before I became a youth advisor with All Cove or my school's wellness center, I was a teenager who had no idea what he was meant to do. During this time, we didn't have the Youth Mental Health Academy or many of the other workforce development programs I'm really happy to say exist now. Shout out to you guys. I signed up for a bunch of random classes, which happened to include my introductory psych course. For my final project, I chose to write my report on adverse childhood experiences. Like many of us here, I first came across this topic through Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris through her TED Talk. This is why being a CYBHI fellow feels like such a full circle moment for me. I've had the amazing privilege of working with the young people in the UCLA UCSF ACEs Advisory Networks Council and supporting the many Californians addressing the reality of how early adversity gets under the skin to shape us and who we are. I think it is incredible, not just that we are addressing ACEs, but how we are addressing ACEs. Children and young people don't exist in isolation, so our solutions cannot treat them like they do. Through Live Beyond, we empower patients, caregivers, and children to not just understand what ACEs are, but how to begin the road to healing. Safe Spaces does the same for teachers and other professionals who work to support the development of our state's youth. I have said before that I became a fellow to make sure that other young people do not experience what I have. I spent a long time wondering how to do that, and what CYBHI has helped me realize is that the solutions to supporting those who helped me when I needed it most. Resources to help them understand what was going on with me and how to best support me were lacking back then. It makes my heart full to know that they now have at their disposal information and tools co-created by young people like me. From digital supports like Mirror, Saluna, and Bright Life, to campaigns like Never Bother and Take Space to Pause, the work we do supports California's youth by empowering the parents, teachers, librarians, and counselors who want to do right by them. When the world comes crashing down and our challenges feel insurmountable, it is their helping hand that can make all the difference. That makes all the difference. It is the greatest honor of my life that I can extend that hand back. I want young people to look to their teachers, caregivers, and community and be met with love and support. But I also want us, the youth of California, to look to each other for love and support as well. It is difficult to be a young person right now. Our need for meaningful relationships isn't being met, and this is especially true for young men like me. But I have so much hope for us too. If we are willing, the parts of us that seek to bond with another can be the catalyst for growth, not just as an individual, but transformation as a collective. A few years ago, the first partner came to our city and hosted a town hall with young people, including me. LA is amazing, but anyone who has parked here or came from LAX to get here knows just how bad the traffic can be. I opened up about how this affected me and my ability to make friends, especially as someone who went straight from a homeless shelter to the dorms of UCLA. It's easier to doom scroll than find a third place where I can be myself and make friends. I learned, just less than an hour ago, that this remark spurred a research project at the California Partners Project examining barriers to youth access to third places. In this work, we talk so much about young people being listened to, what it means to not tokenize us, and what adult allies can do to turn our lived experiences into institutional change. And I think it's really, really wonderful that the first partner at the highest level embodies that and set an example for all of us. Thank you. And shout out to Carolyn for letting me know literally moments before this speech that happened. Being part of systemic change is amazing, but what truly made this experience special are the people that I get to work alongside. Y'all are amazing, not just as leaders, but as friends. To Mariah, my fellow, you're the best partner in crime I could have asked for. Julio, your passion for public health and ACE's awareness inspires me so much. Thank you for getting coffee with me so we could bond over our shared dream of being doctors. And Shaylin, you're so much more tech savvy than I'll ever be. I promise I'll follow up on getting K-barbecue with you once my midterms are over. Many of us here today are united in and working towards the youth crisis of loneliness and isolation. I ask everyone here that you step in our shoes. Look around you, think of who you know, think of who you don't. Make a connection or deepen one. Bonus points if they're a young person. That small moment can turn into something so much more. I know it definitely did for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Koa. Powerful. Next up, we welcome Jerica Barkley, a Youth Mental Health Career Pathways member, serving with Pass AmeriCorps in San Diego. She is currently mentoring elementary school students and working towards her certification as a wellness coach through the Workforce Pathway.
Hello, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. I am someone who has always known that my sense of well-being and meaning in this world is connected to service. That, alongside my personal experience with mental health challenges, led me to pursue a bachelor's in psychology, which I received in 2024. After graduating, I took an unexpected sort of gap year, and I was in my home state of Kansas. I just really struggled to find any kind of entry-level position in mental health, which made me feel very hopeless and defeated. I actually spent a year in the service industry, but I chose to pursue service with Pass AmeriCorps as a way to receive some insight and guidance regarding my career and my academic future as well. I enjoy the program I'm a part of so much. I'm a mentor for elementary school students, and we work to improve targets in engagement, attendance, and academics. Youth Mental Health Career Pathways was not offered as an opportunity in my program until October, so I didn't know about it when I chose Pass AmeriCorps. But since joining Mental Health Career Pathways, I have been provided the opportunity to receive countless trainings on mental health, including vicarious trauma prevention, and also facilitating peer groups, which has aided me in providing the behavioral health related supports I already work on with my students. I'm a member of the social impact team, so I participate in digital storytelling related to mental health and wellness. And I'm also currently receiving assistance, as I mentioned in my bio, on becoming a certified wellness coach in California. Thank you. So with all that said, Youth Mental Health Career Pathways has offered me both the experience and eventually the certification to actually begin my career in mental health, which is a possibility I wouldn't have even thought as an option only a year ago. I'm so grateful for this program, and I look forward to where my journey in California leads next. Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Possibility always allows for purpose. It is so important. It gives us the ability to dream. Exposition Park is a container for where dreams are made. For our final starter, please welcome Leonardo Mendoza to the stage.
Do you want to stand?
Hello, my name is Leo and I'm 8 years old. Welcome to Exposition Park, one of my favorite places to visit. This park is special to me because it is where my imagination comes to life. When I get to the park, I get excited running through the open fields. I walk into the Natural History Museum with my parents and see all of the amazing dinosaurs and snakes. I also really like the cool things they have at the Science Center. It is a place that brings joy, happiness, and great memories with my family. The park makes me feel good and it helps me keep my mind clear. This park is where I can make new friends as I walk around all the museums. And I hope it feels the same for you. I can't wait until we have more green space and more trees to replace the blacktop. This is a gift to all the kids and the community. Thank you, and I hope you have a lot of fun today.
Amazing, Leonardo. Thank you so much. It is that imagination that has made our beautiful state so powerful. Please welcome the ultimate in visionaries, the heart of the California Love, California Strong initiative, our very own first partner, Jennifer Siebel-Newsom.
Hello, Los Angeles. How are we doing today? This is great. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. I'm sorry my family is not here with me, but you're my family now. Will you just look around for a second? Take in this beautiful vista, this beautiful location. We are here in the iconic Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, home to the Trojans, and former host to 2 Summer Olympics, 2 Super Bowls, and 1 World Series. Surrounding us is Exposition Park, a 160-acre green space flocked by culture and history in the heart of Los Angeles. And of course, let's not forget that this is the hub for the 2028 Olympics. But beyond the major events and buildings, Exposition Park is a vibrant place for Angelenos to connect. And today, Exposition Park is officially launching their foundation to expand park access and create programming so that more Angelenos can explore the outdoors, gather in community, and have a safe, welcoming space in which to do so. And that is exactly what today's event is all about. California Love, California Strong is an initiative rooted in fostering a sense of belonging for more Californians through self-care, social connection, and service. Now, before we begin, I want to ask a favor of all of you. Will you please turn to someone near you, someone you may not already know, and please introduce yourself. Even if you have to turn around and look behind you. All right? Just say your name, where you live, and one thing that brought you joy today. And how about adding some gratitude? ever before because of technology, data shows that too many people, especially our teenagers and young adults aged 13 to 29, are feeling very alone. Snapchats and Instagram stories aside, we're in the middle of a loneliness epidemic. And beyond loneliness, we know that anxiety rates are skyrocketing globally, not just here in California or the United States, increasing more than 50% for young people since 1990. So, as a mom of 4 kids, this isn't just affecting youth though, it's affecting parents and caregivers as well. In comes California. Governor Newsom, our team, and I refused to sit on the sidelines on this issue. We knew it was too important. And that's why we're kicking off Mental Health Awareness Month with you all here today. Because in California, we recognize that mental health is just as important as physical health, and that it should be treated as such. And what's so special, that's right. And what's so unique and special about California is that we show up for one another. We invest in building communities where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. And that's why 5 years ago, the governor and the legislature made one of the largest investments in youth behavioral health in our country, launching a master plan for kids' mental health and creating California's Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative, which you heard about earlier, CYBHI, so kids can get all the support they need, however and wherever they need it. From bringing services directly to schools, including many LAUSD schools, and investing in organizations who know what's best for our community's children, California is leading the nation in building a system that recognizes the whole person and meets them where they're at. And that system, it doesn't exist without an extraordinary village that is getting even more extraordinary thanks to all of you here today. CYBHI has supported more than 70,000 professionals doing this work. 70,000 professionals doing this work, including wellness coaches, peer support specialists, social workers, and doctors. Through CYBHI, California has invested in career pathways for a stronger mental health workforce, all of which we know is boosting our healthcare economy. So I want to say this. No matter what any of us are going through, because we're all going through something, right? We are not alone. Every single person here has showed up for ourselves today and are showing up for each other. And that means that there's someone here, maybe it's the person you met just a few minutes ago, who is rooting for you, believe it or not, and who offers you the power of human connection to support this larger collective and our larger human well-being. And given what's going on in our country right now, I think what we're doing together here in California is more important than ever. And as my husband likes to say, as California goes, so too can grow the country. So let's continue to be present today, continue to connect, laugh, play, maybe shoot a few hoops, my favorite sport. Because ultimately this is what matters. Being together in community and connecting on this deeper human level. Our sense of belonging, our commitment to each other is what makes our state unlike any other place. This is California love, and together we are California strong. So don't forget that. It is now my honor to introduce a steadfast advocate for connection and well-being, our dear friend, California's Director of Health and Human Services, Secretary Kim Johnson.
Make some noise if you love California. It is wonderful to be in community with all of you this afternoon. First Partner, thank you for bringing us together in community today, not only for connecting us, but also for centering our wellness and for your vision, for your collaboration, and belief in what's possible for California's young people. Thank you to our governor, Gavin Newsom, for his extraordinary and unprecedented leadership, which came with prioritizing mental health, making multi-billion-dollar investments in young people, reimagining the way we support them with mental health and substance use, and developing California's master plan for kids for mental health. The California Health and Human Services Agency has had the privilege to launch and implement this plan and the Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative in 2021. I also want to thank our local partners like Supervisor Holly Mitchell, Assemblymember Al Hawari, Dr. Wong, LAUSD, LACOE, community-based organizations. All of you here, Los Angeles is in the house, we are here in your house. And we appreciate the state and local partnership that makes this all work on the ground in communities each and every day. Over the last 5 years, it has been humbling and inspiring to see Californians rise up and turn a mental health moment into a mental health movement. As we begin this month, recognizing it as Mental Health Awareness Month, we want to share a few of the signs of the progress we are driving together. You just heard some. You'll hear more from Dr. Sohail Sood in just a moment on a panel who has led this initiative and made sure that we are centering the voices in youth in everything we do. More than 1,600 organizations are conducting over 2,000 activities across the state to advance the mission. These are people connecting people, bringing us together in unity. It includes the creation of more positive spaces for young people, like we heard from our young man this day, like the expo here. It includes scaling best practices, increasing support for parents and caregivers, leveraging new financing systems, and reducing stigma through messages rooted in culture and community. Individuals are stepping up into career in behavioral health. And you heard more than 70,000 people expanded in this workforce to help us along our journey. High school students learning more about the mental health topics in the summer academy. Doctors receiving loan repayments to serve in the public sector. It also includes the 4,000 individuals who have joined California's newest behavioral health profession as certified wellness coaches. Certified wellness coaches in the house. I want to shout out Director Elizabeth Landsberg, who's also here and leading that work with Libby Abbott at Healthcare Access and Information. We also know that talking about mental health can feel hard at times, but today, awareness campaigns about stress management, suicide prevention, adverse childhood experiences have resonated with communities where we've reached over 4 billion people. Californians are opening up, checking in, and supporting each other. We've met young people where they are, created those new tools online. 500,000 children, youth, and families have received support through our digital behavioral health services like Saluna and Bright Life Kids, which launched just 2 years ago. You'll hear more about all of these efforts throughout today's event. I'm proud to say that young people are directly shaping the systems for them. We are starting to see the positive outcomes as a result that demonstrate the progress that we are making together. So when we're talking about California Love, we're talking about being here for each other. We're talking about California Strong. We're talking about the strength to say, I need help, because we all need help sometimes, and it is okay to ask for it. That courage shown by young people, families, educators, and communities is guiding our work and fueling this movement. Thank you to each and every one of you for being a part of it. And now it is my honor to introduce to you a partner in food security and inspiring service in youth, and another true champion for California, California's Chief Service Officer, Josh Friday.
My name's Josh, I'm 45 years old, and I want to be like Leo when I grow up. Hey, let's hear it for Leo one more time. And let's also hear it for Secretary Johnson, an incredible and fierce champion, not just for healthcare, but for people. That's what you do, Secretary Johnson. Thank you for everything you do. It is such an honor to be here today, a day where we celebrate love, a day where we celebrate strength, a day where we celebrate partnership. And as I think about us launching Mental Health Awareness Month and what this means, I think about how far we've become. I think about an experience that I had when I was in the military. And I was asked to defend a sailor who's a quartermaster, which for those of you non-Navy folk, meant he helped drive ships and keep ships safe and was in charge with the officer on the deck to keep watch. And he served for nearly 2 decades on multiple deployments across the world for our country. And then one day he asked for help. He asked for help because he wasn't feeling well. He was anxious. He was starting to be depressed, starting to have thoughts about hurting himself. So he asked for help. And as a result, because he asked for help, the Navy decided he was no longer deployable. And so they were going to kick him out. So they brought me in to defend him and to work with him, and we appealed all the way up to the highest levels of our military leadership. And our military leadership responded with the same message that the state of California is sending today, which is that seeking mental health, wanting to be well, is not a sign of weakness, it is the greatest sign of strength. Taking care of yourself and taking care of the people around you and watching out for each other is about strength. Building your community up is about strength. It's about protecting your country, your community. That's what we celebrate today. And so when we think about this message of strength, and when we saw a few years ago a report that came out from Harvard that said that the best way we could deal with as a society this mental health crisis that all of us were facing, those of us with kids, those of us working with young people, were seeing play out, devastating our young people. The report said that the most important thing that we could do for our young people in this country is to give them a sense of purpose. And that one of the ways we could do that is give them the opportunity to serve, to help others. Because it turns out, and this is a really interesting thing about being a human being, it turns out that we don't just want to love, we want to love. We want the opportunity to love others, to love our community, to take care of others, to protect others, and service is how we can demonstrate, manifest that love. And so in California, we doubled down on something called the California Service Corps, creating a service corps that is now the largest service corps in the entire country. And the governor, we can clap for that, and the governor and the first partner who led this effort to invest in creating the largest service corps in the country, which, by the way, the seats in this stadium represent the number of service corps members that this administration would have put on the streets of the state of California, serving every single day. And we didn't stop, though, by just creating the largest service corps in the country. No, we didn't stop there. We decided that we were going to pilot and launch and create the Mental Health Career Pathways Program to go deeper in service, to create a program where we gave young people the opportunity to serve in schools and to provide non-medical support, mental health support to others who needed it. This incredibly important program that we are here today to celebrate, including the many fellows that are in the program. Let's give them a round of applause for our Mental Health Career Pathways Program. And we know that when we invest in this kind of program, which doesn't just provide the opportunity to serve, when you graduate, you get a $10,000 scholarship towards your education, which we do provide. We know that it's a win-win-win. It's a win for the young people. We're helping their careers. It's a win for those who are being helped by the service, and it's a win for California when we are creating the future workforce, our future mental health providers and professionals. That is what we are investing in. And these kinds of investments, these kinds of programs do not happen without the spirit that the first partner always talks about and champions, and that is the spirit of partnership. And so in that spirit, I just want to take a quick second to thank those who made this incredible program possible. Organizations like Pinterest, organizations like the Schultz Family Foundation, the California Endowment, the California Fund, led by Dave Smith, who for 25 years has been pitching me on crazy ideas, and thankfully I finally listened to him. He came to me and said, we need to create a mental health career pathway program, and that's why we are here today. The incredible team of California Volunteers. We have Amoa and Carrie Lewis and many others who are here today to oversee our AmeriCorps programs, and so many others who make this possible. And we would not be here today without the partnership, the incredibly important partnership of Exposition Park. And I want to just thank sincerely the board of Exposition Park, all the leaders of Exposition Park for standing with us today to make this day possible, make these partnerships possible. And now it is my incredible honor to introduce our host and the general manager of this incredibly cool place. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big, big round of applause for Andrea Ambrose.
Hello, everyone. So what did you do on a Sunday? You smiled, you laughed, you heard from the amazing first partner, and you did it all at Exposition Park, so thank you very much for joining us here today. As the general manager here, it is my privilege and my honor to not only have you, but to have the 8 million annual visitors that we have visiting us here at the park. You just heard about our incredible board. I just want to appreciate them again. I want to acknowledge all of their work, and I want to acknowledge a local leader here that we have representing us in Sacramento, Assemblywoman Sade El-Hawari. Thank you for joining us also. Exposition Park is Los Angeles. It is our backyard, as you all know. It is a gem. It provides inclusive green space for all of us. We welcome over 8 million visitors a year, and we are going to be expanding. I like to say it's the very best of Los Angeles that we have here. Whether you're visiting one of our 4 world-class museums, one of our 4 premier recreation and sports venues, one that we're in here today, if you join a concert, if you attend school here, if you go to the gardens, and if you walk the lawns, you are part of Exposition Park every single day. Thank you so much to our first partner, Jennifer Siebel-Newsome, for your warm leadership leading in California. You serve as a model for care and compassion, and thank you for bringing us all here today. Also, thank you very much for this incredible moment that we get to launch the Exposition Park Foundation together with you all today. I'd also like to thank Governor Newsom and his incredible leadership. He's transformed Exposition Park, and we are well on our way to do that, into a global destination for sports, education, art, culture, you name it, we have it here. Through his leadership and with the support of our legislature, the state has invested nearly $500 million into Exposition Park over the past 3 years here in South Los Angeles as part of the commitment to space, to outdoor equity, and to the overall health and well-being of all Californians who visit us. Our state's leadership and support for this historic property is coming at an unprecedented moment. Where else in the world can you say that in the same park we will host the 2026 FIFA World Cup Fan Festival in just 1 month? We will open 2 world-class museums, including the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art in September, the future California Science Center, Ocean and Space Center, home of the Endeavour Space Shuttle. And then 1 year later, we get to host the LA 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games for the first time, making this site the only site in modern history to host 3 active Olympiads. We are getting ready to host the world, but there is nowhere in the world like Exposition Park. So while the park is going to be in the global spotlight with international recognition, we can't forget about the responsibility to serve our surrounding community and California residents. That's where our Exposition Park Foundation comes in. The mission of the foundation is to foster philanthropic and public-private partnerships, as Josh just spoke about, to help meet Exposition Park's programming needs, infrastructure, and sustainability goals before and after the Olympic Games. I'd like to recognize some of our foundation's board members in attendance, Andrew Tabacoli, Patty Ree, and David McNeil, and commend them for embarking on the mission to reimagine Exposition Park for the next 100 years together. The foundation has the important task of securing the legacy and shaping Exposition Park into a world-class destination. The work toward that legacy begins today as we launch our work together. In partnership with our business and philanthropic communities, we will reimagine how Exposition Park will serve Los Angeles and the global community and build upon its role as a community resource and for sports and culture and recreation and open space, all of the things that you get to enjoy here every single day. I believe I have the best job in the world, and thank you so much for allowing me to serve in this way. I get to support the transformation of a place that holds a very special place in my heart. My grandparents lived just a few blocks away, and I used to play in the gardens as a child around here. So it's very personal for me. And together with our foundation, we want to give other children spaces of joy, just like Leo spoke about earlier. So with the state board and with our staff, we want all of Los Angeles to see, to experience, appreciate, and value Exposition Park as much as we do. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a once-in-a-lifetime investment that we have here together, and we can't wait for the work ahead together. Thank you again so much to the first partner and to Governor Newsom and their teams, including Nisha here today, for lifting up Exposition Park and its value to our state community. So every day I get to see you, please come and say hi to us because we love having you here at Exposition Park. Thank you so much. It is my pleasure now to introduce yet another incredible partner to us. Aubrey Fong, the Director of the Office of Community Partnerships and Strategic Engagement, another partner in our work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. It's truly a pleasure to be here. Thank you for welcoming us. Thank you for hosting us today in this beautiful space. And I know I'm standing between all of us and a lot of fun behind me, so I will try to make this brief. I'm so inspired. Thank you to our youth speakers. I'm so inspired to hear from all of you today, from our state leaders who are really doing the phenomenal work and focusing on well-being, service, and building community. As the first partner mentioned earlier, that's what today is all about. OCPSC is honored to be supporting first partner Jennifer Siebel Newsom on California Love, California Strong, bringing community together to strengthen a deeper sense of belonging through service, self-care, and social connection. We're incredibly grateful to the governor and first partner for their unwavering commitment to these programs and the well-being of all Californians. And today, we will get to experience these practices in real life, here at the incredible Exposition Park, as we put into action so many of the practices our state leaders have mentioned here today. In a moment, we'll be inviting all of you to join us for Move Through It. We are going to get physical with jump rope, stress ball toss, basketball, an obstacle course, and dynamic walking. Think Through It, where we'll create pause plans and share our most motivating thoughts with each other. Talk Through It. We will use our voices with never a bother affirmations. We're so excited to get this started. So without further ado, let's get moving.
All right, we invite you to get up, get moving. We're so happy you could join us today. This is California Love. Together we are California Strong. Let's get moving, let's get dancing. We welcome you onto the field. Please join us at our activation tents. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We thank you. California thanks you. This is California Love and California Strong.
programs like this for underserved communities like South LA, how confident that the mental issue is also a very issue in areas like South LA. How confident that programs like this are getting to areas like South LA, Los
Okay, no more questions. Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Like, it's not solving anything, but it also becomes a love language for like families and knowing, playing their favorite song, making their favorite meal, just like a pack of Starburst. Yes, that is so beautiful. I love it. Thank you. Wow. All about just creative, unique, just like humanity back into a tangible resource. This part is awesome. I know, I gotta go. Spotify playlist. Oh, nice. 12 hours. Here. So there's, this one's an older one. Let's find you a better one. So there's all sorts of things. There's a whole bunch of resources. There's a deck of 52 plus reasons to live cards, all about just little things in life when you're struggling. There's a bracelet. You are so incredibly loved. There are stickers. There's a mixtape. It sends you to our Spotify playlist, over 12 hours of feel-good music. There's a letter, posters, a coloring page, and all about
something to keep you busy.
Exactly. Get you through another night, another 2 hours, and just thinking about what little joys are in your life to hold on to when you're struggling.
That's great.
And we send them to people struggling. We also just put them out in the world for people to find on a park bench, in a coffee shop, and let the universe do the rest.
So you just leave there and somebody pick up and...
Yep. People can also request them and we mail them, no questions asked.
That's good. They can just call you guys.
Yep. They go on our website and fill out our request form.
What is your website?
Our website is findyouranchor.us.
Oh, findyouranchor.us.
Findyouranchor.us.
Okay,
yes.
that's great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Would you like a box?
Okay, I'll take a box.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Networks to really connect with resources to help youth and families who are experiencing that fear and really just be that
Chizoroko, Uchaki Watal. Chizu is a lead youth collab member of Taking Space to Pause campaign. He is happy to use his voice and experience the push for change, reduce stigma, and foster compassion for all. Our second panelist is Camila Gomez, a Youth Mental Health Careers Pathway Fellow. She's a first-generation Mexican-American. In Gomez's current role, she brings these experiences together to serve as a safe and supportive adult within a school community, teaching coping skills, promoting holistic approaches for everyday challenges. Welcome.
Sintamana Waran Kinimat Kashe. Hello friends and relatives, my name is Angelina Hinosa. My tribe Tonolivo Pomo Nation. I was born and raised in Sacramento, California. I am a first-generation college student attending Sacramento State University. I am part of the organization, co-founder of Native Sister Circle. I am also a part of the Live Beyond campaign as a Native Youth Ambassador. Shout out to Dana and Janine. And lastly, my recent accomplishment is I am a Unity Nationally 25 under 25. And I am so excited to be here. I'm going to let our peers introduce themselves as well, and we'll get started on this panel. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Hello all, I am Camila Gomez. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am from San Francisco, California. I am also a first-generation Mexican-American student. I graduated this past year, 2025 in May, from St. Mary's, California. And I'm very happy to be here and represent my community, my Spanish-speaking community, who is getting help slowly in the mental health field. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chizu. I'm 25 years old. I'm based in the Bay Area. I'm an educator and artist. I'm currently serving as the California Department of Public Health's Youth Co-Lab leader, and I'm very, very excited to be here with you all today to, talk about mental health and, spreading that health literacy and reducing stigma. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much. We know that as youth, you guys are in spaces and so many roles and have so many different hats. And we're breaking generational cycles. So the first question I'd like to ask you is, what brought you to this work?
I would say what brought me to this mental health work is my own experiences and my own barriers and gaps that I've experienced when I needed mental health services. I had a lot of challenges growing up, as I know many of us do, and I needed help and I wanted that help, but it just wasn't there for me. And when I found out that I can be that person for students that have challenges every day at school, I knew that that's exactly what I wanted to do. When I came into college as a first generation, I didn't know the first thing of how to register for classes or where to go to ask for help. And a lot of that, I had a lot of inner turmoil and I didn't know where to ask for help. And I finally was able to, find that confidence in me, and I want to put that confidence within youth all over San Francisco, especially those who their first language is Spanish and they feel like nobody can understand them. I can understand them, and I will find that help for them, and I will be that support for them every day.
I'd have to say the same. My personal experiences also brought me to this work. I know what it's like to live with undiagnosed OCD and ADHD and how overwhelming that can feel and the compounding effects that can have, right, when you're somebody who looks like me. And I sought out help when I was living in LA, and I asked my doctor, talked to my doctor about it, and then they recommended I see a therapist. But my referral sort of got lost in the system, and I didn't hear for like months back. Went back to the doctor like months later, said, they never got back to me. Called again, and then they apologized and said that, they just didn't follow up with me. And so that was sort of the experience that I had right before I decided to join the Youth Collab. I saw it as an opportunity to use, that experience to help better shape the, future of mental health for other people who look like me, to bring a, queer, bi, black male perspective into the work as well, to influence a statewide campaign. And I know that much of what happens in the state can have like reverberations worldwide because California is a leader. So I'm just really lucky to, have been, selected and continue to do the work we're doing.
Thank you so much for touching on the issues that we see as youth as well, and sharing your why. I think that's so important as youth, that we all have that why, we all have that North Star on why we do this work. And not only do we inspire people, but we were once inspired. So for our next question, what does that support look like?
Yeah, so my support that I give out to my school, it's different every single day because every day brings up different challenges, but I am a person that students can come into the wellness center for emotional regulation when they need a wellness break, when class is becoming too much, or when peers are just not supporting us, and they're able to come to me and I'm able to teach them how to breathe and calm down, and different techniques and different tools that are available to them, as well as group restorative conversations. There's a lot of things that come up every day. We have disagreements with our peers often, and most of the time our students do reach out to fighting words and fighting actions, and we're trying to skew away from that and being able to come together in the wellness space and talk it out, and teaching them that they're able to use their words to get their needs met and be able to solve their problems, as well as creating alternative spaces for our students. Our cafeteria, specifically in my school, is pretty loud, and they're just using their indoor voices. Sound kind of bounces off the walls, and we realized that was a challenge for a lot of our students, and they were getting overly stimulated. So I came together with my supervisors, and I shoot an idea of telling them maybe we need to create an alternative space that perhaps they don't have to be sitting in the cafeteria, or they don't have to be outside, and they're able to stay inside and do something more calming like coloring and listening to peaceful music. And that has allowed a lot of students to have an alternative space, kind of relax and set their tone for them to go back to class, as well as for them to kind of get to know me and get used to me, so when problems do come up, they come to me directly instead of using fighting words and immediately trying to start up a fight. So yeah, I say that's mostly what I do, but every day is different, and I kind of go around with what we need, but that's what my day-to-day looks like.
I think in my role right now, support really looks like fostering togetherness and really empowering youth, teaching them that self-efficacy. It's like I was recently tabling in a high school in Sacramento, Christian Brothers High School, and there were a group of guys, like 3 or 4 guys, who visited the booth, and I connected with them about the campaign, and was really important to understand their own signs of stress, and I also made sure, because I knew that they were friends, I made sure to ask them, like, hey, make sure you guys check in with each other, as guys, as friends, because that's we're in a crisis right now. And I brought up the governor's executive order to show, like, hey, the governor's talking about it, so it's pretty serious. And that was a moment that I think really sort of hit them, and so they took those resources with them. And then right in front of us, moments later, there was literally a circle of, like 5 or 6 of them just working on the pause plans together right in front of me. Just sort of comparing, what their own signs of stress were versus what their peers' were, and if they actually think that this is something that helps them calm down or not. And I think that's a real example of support, fostering those spaces. I like that we're having conversations about, with the park, right? Like that's it's a community thing, because sometimes when someone asks for help, you might not know what to say, but if you're able to be there and to listen and to have space with them, it can make all the difference.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your guys' voices. You know, you guys are heard as youth. We are heard as youth. And let's just give it one last round of applause. And thank you guys all for listening.
Thank you, Angelina, for choosing and coming. Human connection really does create belonging. We're going to take a minute to pause and take a deep breath while we reset the stage for our next panel. And if you would please join me in welcoming the following individuals to the stage. Alicia Grupa, the Chief of Wellbeing and Support Services with the Los Angeles County Office of Education. Angie Maldonado, a Resource Navigator and Certified Wellness Coach for Los Angeles Unified School District. Lori Vargas Zuschner, a District Coordinator and Wellness Counselor for San Francisco Unified School District. Selma Kidwai, a UCLA student and alumni of the California Academy of Mathematics and Science. And to lead this conversation and bring on one final guest, which she will introduce, please join me in inviting back to the stage first partner Jennifer Siegel-Newsom.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for still being here. This is really special. I just want to honor a dear friend who has made so much possible in partnership with obviously Secretary Kim Johnson, but Dr. Sohail Sood is the director of our Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative, and he also happens to be a pediatrician who works with children and babies in hospitals and just has such a deep commitment to our youth and their well-being. And so if we could please welcome Dr. Sood. Thank you. Here you are. I mean, we're so blessed to have him. Oh, okay. You sit right here. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Here you go. I guess you get to start.
I do, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. It's so good to be with all of you. This is such an exciting moment to be with, a visionary leader such as yourself and these esteemed panelists here. And let's kick it off. So I think I have the opportunity to ask the first question to you, Ms. Garupa. Thank you so much for being here and everything that you do. As was mentioned, you are the Chief of Student Support and Well-Being for the Los Angeles County Office of Education. So I'm sure that's no small feat. Today we've talked about billions of dollars really of investments to transform schools into hubs of wellness, whether that be through the Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative or through the California Community Schools Partnership Program. Just would love to hear your perspective on what that looks like and how these investments may be supporting your ability to give children what they need.
And it's working even. Hi everyone. Wow, what an honor to be part of this conversation. So I can say thank you, Dr. Sood, thank you, First Partner. The County Office of Education has been a broker of resources and supports, and the work that's being done really is transformational, and the way that we see the Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative at community schools really sort of transforming, we see the system changing. I'm this big believer in our systems are perfectly designed to get the results they do, right? So in order for results to be better, our systems have to be improved. And that's what this work is doing. It's really changing what is possible in schools, removing barriers, improving accessibility. And I really appreciated the panel that came before us and the importance of storytelling. So I'm going to share just an example of how this work happens in practice. Recently, at one of our community schools, we had a middle school age student who at the time the school didn't know had experienced a loss, a tremendous loss. A school social worker went out, did a home visit, learned about a loss in the family, and was able to bring services and supports and bring that young person back to school, providing support to the family and also to the young person themselves. They had a community school coordinator. Those services were well coordinated. And rather than having a young person punished for not attending school or punished because they had started to withdraw and were having trouble academically, we were able to provide the support that that young person needed. And I have to say, I'm so grateful to be in the state of California and to see us aligning our values with our actions and bringing equitable supports to kids, to ensuring that we see children as whole people, and that those needs can be met, and that actually educational equity and access and those long-term outcomes are really rooted in how well we take care of each other. So I love being parts of events like this, and the chance to really connect as humans, and I believe our schools should all be places like that, and that these transformational investments are helping to make that possible. So thank you again for having me. So grateful to be part of this conversation.
Angie, you serve as one of California's 4,000 plus certified wellness coaches who are teachers, school nurses, counselors caring for young people. Can you share more about what you do and how you support students?
So I work for the Los Angeles Unified School District, the second largest school district in the nation. And honestly, what I do is I work with the wellness programs within LAUSD. We're called Healthy Start. So I'm a student and family resource navigator. So we're basically placed in the top 100 schools, which is the schools that need the most, right? Whether that be physical health, social emotional help, help with resources. So what I do, honestly, it just depends on the day, on the hour, on the minute, right? So what we do is that we basically help and connect our families, our students, and our community members with any resources they may need. Whether that be food, whether that be clothing, whether that be mental health resources. I also help with applying for Medi-Cal, food stamps, Section 8. So honestly, I'm just a safe space and a hub where anybody in the community member that needs help, I'm there to help them out.
Thanks, Angie. Lori, you serve as a coordinator of the Healthy Choices AmeriCorps program out of San Francisco, where the Youth Mental Health Career Pathway Fellows are working toward becoming certified wellness coaches. How is service a career pathway into education and mental health? And what value has this initiative had for your students, schools, and fellows?
Oh, where do I begin? So first, the piece about being a pathway. So this is my evil plan for Cammie, who spoke earlier, that as they come in, we have wonderful young adults who are coming in and interested in either working in education and or mental health. And so we're able to offer them an experience of working directly with school social workers and collaborating with other staff at the school site and learning hands-on techniques. They are learning the exact same trainings that we actually provide to our school social workers and our nurses. And so we're actually giving them a leg up when they're applying for grad school. And my evil plan is that they all come back and work in, social work in San Francisco or just stay in California. And really thinking about how to support a young person and being able to leverage the personal experiences that they've had. And so many of them talk about wanting to be the person that they didn't have when they were in school. And it's just a wonderful thing to be able to offer that and to see them utilize the pathway program. Currently, we have 3 staff members who were originally AmeriCorps members, and so it's wonderful to see that this really does happen, and they're moving forward in our program. Sorry, I love talking about them. So the other piece, though, that you talked about is what is the impact and what is it bringing to our students? And that's where I first think about is what is happening in our schools. And we know that mental health has increased, especially since the pandemic. And we think about the thousands of students in any given of our communities that don't necessarily have access in the community. And so the school is their hub. The school is their home. They spend many waking hours during the school week. And so if we're able to provide for them some of those basic supports that maybe the school social worker is working at a higher level with students. And so we have our AmeriCorps members providing what we call social work light type activities. And it really opens up and it allows the students to feel that sense of belonging that was mentioned earlier. That is one of our goals and one of our values in the school district. We know that when students feel connected and that when they feel like somebody notices when they're not showing up to school, that they're going to turn around and continue coming back. And so it's just profound thinking about the impact that it has for students, our staff, and of course our social workers.
You are a UCLA student, and I know you're in the house of the Trojans right now, but today it's all love. You and the 13 million other 0 to 25-year-olds in the state are the reason we're all gathered here today. So I'm curious, as you're hearing from wellness coaches, from administrators, from folks trying to make a difference, what's it been like for you in schools as you've been growing up here?
I would say one of the biggest things that I've seen change was the ability to talk about mental health. As I was growing up, mental health wasn't really a topic that was talked about. I didn't really know its importance to my overall physical, social, and emotional well-being, just my overall life. However, recently, I would say within the last 5-10 years, the ability for me to be able to go up to an individual and say, hey, I need to talk about something. Are you okay if I let you know? Especially within schools, has changed dramatically. I've been able to get support however much I needed just by asking. And I think the ability to talk about mental health as something that is there and to be able to tackle any issues that come along with it is something that has been grateful for not only me, but I think is something that's going to continue being grateful for other students who are also having that same issue where it's like maybe mental health isn't talked about when they were growing up. But being able to have schools, both high schools, I think my high school opened up a wellness center, and then my college right now, UCLA, also has a wellness center that I can go talk to. My community college also had that. And so seeing that change has definitely been amazing, and being able to have that support is definitely truly awesome.
So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And I know this journey has also kind of informed your thoughts about what you want to do when you grow up, right? And you participated in a summer academy called the Youth Mental Health Academy. Can you share a little bit more about those experiences and where you want to go?
Of course. So the Youth Mental Health Academy was a 2-year program that I did. During my first summer, I had an internship at El Camino College, which ultimately ended up being my community college as well. But my first internship there, it was really learning more about psychology, about mental health. That really set my foundation for saying, hey, this is what I want to pursue. So I am pursuing a psychology major because of that. And during that time, I was also given the opportunity to do a literature review about how mental health affects physical health. That really opened my eyes to how important research is. Research is what pushes us forward. And given that opportunity, I really said, let me hone in on this research aspect. During my second internship, the Youth Mental Health Academy also gave me an opportunity to learn how to speak as well as give my input as a youth to educators and to other individuals working with the youth. And so right now, I'm currently passionate about pursuing research. I'm currently doing research looking at the social network analysis of college students. So looking at around the 18 to 25-year-olds and looking how those around you and their perception of mental health affects your own mental health. And I think going back to the point before where it was how does support affect students or affect individuals' well-being, it's so crucial to understand and be able to talk about mental health. And the Youth Mental Health Academy has definitely given me the ability to pursue that research, and it's something that I'd like to continue going forward with.
Thank you. So great, so exciting. Dr. Sue, just, you like tracking, well, you have to track, metrics, you like to track trends. How is all of this work going, this huge investment? What are you seeing? How are our kids doing?
I do like numbers, it's true.
Thank goodness.
I would say I have hope. I think for the first time in a while, we are seeing really encouraging signs that the work of everyone we're hearing from on the stage is making a difference to the young people in the state of California. And this information is coming from multiple sources. And so one of them is surveys. Like we ask young people directly how they're doing. And Alicia probably knows this the best. One of the biggest surveys is called the California Healthy Kids Survey. So thousands upon thousands of young people throughout the state. And one of the questions we ask them is, if you needed help, if mental health is needed, would you have concerns about getting it? About a decade ago, that number was 60%. So close to 2 out of every 3 people said, yeah, I have concerns. I wouldn't do this. That could speak to an access issue, I just don't know how, or a stigma issue, if I just don't feel comfortable doing it. And now, those numbers are trending significantly down. They bumped up a little bit during the pandemic, but they are now down 43% from where they were before. So I think that speaks to the tremendous work that's happening.
That is incredible.
One of my bucket list items is to give a PowerPoint presentation at the Coliseum. So if you want to take a look up there, that's the chart on the left here. And so, that stigma is going down. People are saying they feel less concerns about reaching out. And now we're also seeing them actually get those services. So those numbers of young people who said, yes, I have gotten services from a counselor, from a therapist, from someone like Angie, is at the highest levels it's been in more than 10 years.
This is incredible. Thank you so much for your leadership. It gives me so much help. And I see it in my own kids. I see the stigma reduced. I see the ability to talk about their feelings and to ask for help. I see it with the school counselors and the wellness coaches. You guys are incredible. This really has been a transformative investment, and thank you again for everything that you've done. And I hope that, we keep pushing the needle forward and really kind of inspiring the nation to follow suit. Anything else? I know I'm
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all of our panelists. You guys are absolutely incredible.
Thank you all so much.
Let's give it up for Angelina, Chizu, and Cami. Thank you so much. Thank you to the first partner. Thank you to Dr. Sue. So we've talked a lot about human connection, but what about when we are in the digital age? It is true there's no replacement for in-person support, and yet we also live and interact online. So when, not if we find ourselves in this digital space, let's ensure we have safe and healthy outlets. To answer this call, California has established 2 digital service platforms, Bright Life Kids and Soluna. We'd love to play a short video now about those services.
California's mission is to make mental health and substance use disorder services more equitable and accessible for its children, youth, and families. As part of the Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative, or CYBHI, Bright Life Kids and Soluna have provided thousands of families with free behavioral health services and support, offering confidential one-on-one coaching and on-demand tools across the entire state of California.
Having something in your pocket that you can access privately can change a life trajectory for a young person.
For children ages 0 to 12 and their parents and caregivers, Bright Life Kids addresses a variety of common behavioral issues in early childhood that can lead to behavioral health concerns if unaddressed. And in 2025, Bright Life Kids didn't just expand its reach to more children than ever before. It improved behavioral health outcomes for children and families.
Me and my daughter's relationship has turned a lot softer, a lot more open.
It also reduced parent and caregiver isolation, stress, and worry. It improved family relationships.
It's an opportunity for our whole family, not just for my son.
For teens and young adults ages 13 to 25, Soluna offers free behavioral health support when, where, and how young people need it, helping teens and young adults feel seen and understood.
I know that it's not only about speaking with a professional, it's about what works best for you.
In 2025, independent researchers at Northwestern University conducted a study that found Soluna decreased user distress after just 1 month.
The stress stayed at the low end of moderate from the 1 month to 3 month follow-up. Youth were reporting benefits in Soluna that were sticking with them over time.
Thousands of local...
We now welcome Summer Gwen to the stage. Summer is a Soluna ambassador. She shares that mental health doesn't have to be a taboo subject. It is important. It shouldn't be ignored or gatekept by the lack of resources. Summer is 19 and attends Cypress College, where she is exploring careers in psychology and hoping to guide others through their mental and behavioral health struggles. Please give it up.
Thank you for having me. I found Soluna for
school through my school psychologist. At the time, I was dealing with a lot of personal issues that I was too embarrassed to share with my friends, let alone my family. And so there was a lot of stress, just not from my schoolwork, but just the feeling that I can't be honest with the people that are close to me. And I had gone through like the process of looking for mental health care through like my insurance. I had gone to like private practices, but every time there was some sort of major barrier. And there was some sort of major barrier that just made me realize, okay, I don't want to do this process, or I want to back out because it didn't feel worth it anymore. And it wasn't until my high school psychologist showed me Soluna, and I found this app, and I realized, okay, maybe there is a platform for me, and I didn't have to. It was really easy because I didn't have to share with anyone that I was using it. I didn't have to worry about what I was saying affecting my relationships. I didn't have to worry about pay or anything like that. And it was really accessible, and that gratefulness stuck with me since. And I noticed among my friends that, and I would say even my peers and staff, that there's a growing apathy and a loss of empowerment and confidence in our systems. Many of my friends feel failed by their schools or their friends, and I would say that losing hope is our biggest threat among our youth, because if you don't have hope and you don't see the point in trying, there's nothing done. And so I wanted to be a Soluna ambassador because I want to be that constant presence around people who have felt let down, and I want to tell them that they aren't alone. And so I often use Soluna as an app just at home after school when I want to slow down. I replace it. I use the app instead of doom scrolling, and it's just a good way to actively reflect on myself instead of getting some like cheap dopamine boost. And so I have just become an ambassador January this year, and it's been only a couple months, but some really intense months. I learned a lot of things because prior to becoming an ambassador, I had self-identified as a major introvert. I didn't think that I was a people person, but the more events I went to, the more people and places that I just discovered, I felt so encouraged, and I felt so much love from everyone, and it became less about worrying about how I'm perceived and more about who do I get to hear from today, whose story do I get to learn, and it's a really priceless opportunity.
Thank you for that powerful perspective, and thank you for everyone here continuing to work and support the young people. Not only can digital spaces be used for safety and health, but they can also be a place for connection and inspiration, empowering our youth. Here to share more about this is Elise Marshall, the Senior Director of Corporate Affairs and Impact at Pinterest, where she works at the intersection of youth safety, digital well-being, and sustainability. We welcome you to the stage.
Is this on? Yes. Okay, great. Thanks so much, everyone, and thanks so much to Dave and the entire California Volunteers team. Another round of applause for them, pulling this event off. I'm going to be quick and speak from the heart because it's easy to, because Dave was one of the first people to pick up the phone 3 years ago when Pinterest, the Schultz Foundation, and AmeriCorps reached out and said, do you think that we can do something real and tangible inside schools and communities to respond to the overwhelming data? And much of what we saw, Dr. Vivek Murthy, our former Surgeon General, and the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the CDC, and so many others that were raising the alarm on rising rates of anxiety, depression, loneliness, many of the things we've heard about today. And Dave picked up the phone and said, not only do we think we can do this, but we've got models happening right now that we can build upon. And so Dave started, and California responded to be one of the first 4 states where we launched the Youth Mental Health Corps almost 3 years ago. We're going into our 3rd year, and now we have 16 states going into next school year. So we've gone from 4 to 16 states. And we knew that if we started in California, that California is such a bellwether for the rest of the country, and that would be a proof point that we could do it anywhere. So I just want to say a note of deep gratitude to each of you, to all of the young people. I want Cami and other Youth Mental Health Corps fellows in the state to know that you're not alone, that we've got over 400 Youth Mental Health Corps members working across those states, across the country, in schools and community-based health clinics, making a difference, showing up every day. And you have to think about your own self and your own adolescence and what a trying time that is, especially for kids today. What a difference it means to have someone close to them in age showing up every day saying, I believe in you, I see you, I've been where you are, and you can get through this. So thank you to Cami and all the other young people that are showing up every day. It means so much. And on behalf of the entire team of Pinterest, we will do our level best to continue pushing our industry forward. It's unimaginable seeing what technology and social media has done. But we believe that you don't have to make a decision between creating positive, safe, private online spaces for young people and their well-being, that you don't have to get them addicted, that you can create spaces for them online and off where they can thrive and flourish. And so we are going to continue doing our part in Silicon Valley to push the private sector in the right direction, and we're standing with you 100%. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Dave and team.
Thank you, Elise. We have learned about peer-to-peer supports, digital safety, our youth mental health career pathways, and so much more. But the most accessible provider remains our trusted primary care physician. To close us out today, please welcome Dr. Lisa Fortuna, a professor and the chair of the Department of Psychiatry and Neurosciences within the School of Medicine at the University of California, Riverside. Her career is focused on improving access to mental health services for traditionally underserved communities.
Good evening, everyone. I don't want to keep us far from the food that's coming up next. But I'm Lisa Fortuna, Chair of Psychiatry at UC Riverside. I don't know if there's people here from our Riverside or Inland Empire. I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist, and there are about 7,000 to 9,000 of us around the entire country. So obviously there's a big need for child psychiatry services, and I hope that some of the young people that are here that are looking at mental health careers would think about child and adolescent psychiatry. So I want to put in that plug. But what we know is that our pediatrician colleagues, my pediatrician colleagues, are the first ones to address mental health. And you can imagine, the parents and young people, they trust their pediatricians. They trust their pediatrician providers. And when you have a child that has anxiety, depression, or is struggling with mental health, what we know is that children have to wait months and months, maybe 6 months, 7 months, to receive the care of child and adolescent psychiatry specialty services. So with CalMAP, which is the California Mental Health Access Program for Children and Adolescents, so CalMAP, pediatricians have the opportunity for free to consult with a child and adolescent psychiatrist that's near them. We're across the state, started in San Francisco, and has expanded through the entire state, including in the Inland Empire at UC Riverside. And pediatricians can immediately call a psychiatrist who will answer them that day and schedule a time where they can ask questions about how to best provide mental health services to their patients. So we expand the access to behavioral health right away. We also provide education for pediatricians across the state, where they can get continuing medical education around how to treat things like depression, anxiety, suicide prevention, how to help support children and adolescents who are on the autism spectrum and behavioral needs that they might have, and substance use. So we help make integrated services and consultation services possible, providing that many more mental health access services for children. And then finally, we have care coordinators. So pediatricians can have their families work with that care coordinator so that that care coordinator can speak directly with families and help them learn what kinds of services they can have, even within their own community, and other supports, other things that are not just behavioral health, but are behavioral health supportive. So, you know, when you have access to your pediatricians, when you talk to your pediatricians and providers, tell your families, remember to ask your pediatricians, have you heard about CalMap? So another important issue, the important thing that we're addressing through the Child Youth Behavioral Health Initiative. Thank you.
We thank you so much for being here today. And as you can see, I don't know if you see them, but they're walking in. There are drummers are coming in to support us. Drums mirror our heartbeat. When we beat together, we move together. We invite you to connect on this Coliseum floor